brother in Guvo. You already know. Alright, so dig it. We back in the house, back from DC. Finally made it back to New York. The way, I'm just want to throw this out here, a quick little disclaimer, right? The way the video is going to be set up, right, is basically going to be from the end, if you will, going upwards. From the, basically going backwards nonetheless. Because the way it was set up, basically they had us going from the top of the museum working our way down. But me being the person that I am, I want to start from the bottom and go up. You'll see why I'm doing it this way as you, watch the video along. So with that being said, sit back, enjoy, take it in for what it is, pause, go deeper in your own studies and your own knowledge. Because like I said, another quick little disclaimer, this museum is more of just a quick little gloss over. Granted, let's be real, it's the Smithsonian. Enough said. So with that being said, like I said, welcome me to where I walk with you. You already know how we do. It's your brother in Google, and I usually RANM RBGz, RANM RBG TV, UNI ACL 432. You know how we do. Sit back and enjoy. Peace. Good morning. I want to say Uncle Job Sineb, Butuapa and Black Integrity family. It's your brother in Google, and I usually RANM, represent for RANM RBGz, RANM RBG TV, UNI ACL 432. You already know how we do. Coming to you on this Saturday, September 16th, 2017. About to take this little road trip, if you will, on our way to DC, to the Smithsonian Museum, the new African American Museum. Just a little tour, you know what I'm saying, get a little history going and get to see, see the sights, if you will. This is one of the newest museums that's out in the area out there in DC or whatever, so we about to take it in. You know what I mean? Get, see what we can see, learn what we can learn, pass on the information to these babies that we always do. And, keep moving just like that. So you already know, anytime I get some information, I got to pass it on to the family as much as possible so we can keep the information rolling, and on and on and on. But at the end of the day, it's not necessarily for us. Yeah, it is for us on a personal. At the end of the day, you already know it's for these babies that follow after us. So we got to set the example and set it right so they can follow up. You know what I mean? So, with that being said, just waiting on some of the family else, to link up. I'm taking this trip on behalf of my wife, Lady T, you already know how we do, and her family, my mother-in-law and her churches, whatever. So, they decided to take this road trip. They invited me to tag along, so you already know how I do. I'm on the way. I'm taking that road trip, you understand? Trying to get as much information as possible, like I said, to pass it on. I don't care who I'm rolling with. You passing the info on. You understand? So, Roosevelt, you already know what it is. You see where I'm at. Frederick, what up? Old stomping ground. Like I said, we waiting on some more of the family to rally up, whatever, rendezvous at the meeting point. Then we're going to head on out shortly. And after that, on the road we go. Next stop, DC, here we come. Shout out to DC, Southside, you already know how we do. It's been a while since I've been to DC myself. You already know, like I said, that's my old stomping ground, on a personal note. So I'm going to enjoy it, being out there for a couple hours and everything. But nonetheless, it's time to run around to actually get the, get the knowledge up, learn up, you understand? So I always tell folks around the way, you know what I'm saying? Right here in Roosevelt, I always tell the family out here to knowledge up. So that's what we going out there to do today. We going to knowledge up. So, like I said, next stop, DC, African American Museum, Smithsonian. So, in the meantime, between time, like I said, this is your brother in Google, you see RANM RBGz, UNI ACL 432. You know how we do. I see y'all in DC, man. Be good, be smart, and be good at that. In a minute. Alright, what up, world? It's your brother in Google, you see RANM. Once again, RANM RBGz, RANM RBG TV, UNI ACL 432. You know how we do. You see right behind me, we finally made it. Took us a little forever to get out of New York, but we finally here, downtown DC. You feel me? Right over behind me is the museum, African American Museum or whatever, that finally got put up and everything or whatever. So with that being said, we're gonna go up in here, see what we can see what sites we can get, what info we can get. Try to get as much footage as possible without getting shut down, because already know how they do in these museums. But with that being said, y'all walk with me the way I walk with you. You know how we do. Brother in Google, you see RANM RBG TV. Let's go. All right. Let's see what we could get down here. Now, of course, this is not the beginning of our story. You understand? This is what interrupted our story. You understand? So let's never assume, like the rest of the world assumes, that our story starts here, because it doesn't. It was simply a pause in the game. Now, unfortunately, we've been stuck on pause for the last 400, 500 years. But that's another story to another, another topic for another discussion. But at the end of the day, this is not the beginning of our journey. It's not the beginning of who we are. It's just a pause in the game. All right? Let's see what this got to say. See if I can get that. All right. Hold on. I'm going to make sure y'all get this one little phrase right here. The United States was created in this context, forged by slavery as well as a radical new concept. They call it freedom. But can we honestly say we've enjoyed or really known what that true definition of freedom is if we're always under the yoke of somebody else, the mental yoke of somebody else, physical yoke, financial yoke, spiritual yoke, etc., etc., etc.? Gotcha. All right, let's keep moving. Let's see what we can find, man. Let's just see what we can look at. Black woman, black woman.
Oh, it's such a powerful history. Right.
Now, for those who don't know about, we're just looking at this picture. All right, who are you looking at? This is what you're looking at. The Great Warrior Queen of Zinga. All right, get to know her.
Not gonna be like that, Candace. Then he pushed me, so I started jogging. After I saw he was happy, so I
Now, I could hear a bunch of you conscious mofos going off. See, I told you. Where's my finger? Let me see if I can. Right here. Yes, that's true. That's no mystery. Yes, we had our own nation states and different tribal names. That's nothing new. But of course, in these modern terms, in this modern day, we're speaking on a general level. You understand? So let's just get that clear. All right? Secondly, let's also come to the realization, if you keep going back to that whole Cyprio, Africanus dude, this, that, and the third, once again, you're always giving credit to somebody else on the outside. That was not his name. That was a name that he took based off of an area where he was at. So again, do your homework, do your history. You'll see what is what for what it really is, based off versus that what you've been told forever and never and ever. Okay? Gotcha. Let's keep it moving. That's this brother right here. Okay. And just so you know, family, I am bouncing around. You understand? There's no real specific order that I'm jumping in because there's a lot of stuff down here, and I'm trying to get in as much as possible. So I will be bouncing around like I have been. Okay. What? Once again, family, key word, Western. Yes.
I'm sorry to interrupt you, but
Hold on.
I feel as observers we're all trying to just take the...
Like, jeez.
You can choose to have it.
You have a good day, sister. You have a good day. You be good. As I was saying, this is what you're looking for right here. Keyword. Now, Kemet, now Eastern, Western. Okay? Got it? As we move.
No, sugar.
That's a sugar pot.
Just to get back upstairs.
That's good. That's the exercise for y'all.
Kids woke up turtles.
Yeah, I'm still.
Y'all see the gun?
No. That's fake.
That's the very old.
Like I said, I'm bouncing around. I'm all over the place. So. Now, this is also important because where do you think they got their economy from? Our work ethic. You understand? That everything that pretty much that they have came from that continent. All the resources, all of this, all of that. You understand? The people themselves. Gotcha. Lordy. Now again, I'm showing y'all this for you. Because at the end of the day, all that they have, they wouldn't have had it not been for their forceful removal of the many brothers and sisters from the west coast of Africa, Central and Western Africa. You understand? So this is important as well. You already know about the Cumbrabas, also known as Columbus. Now, here's another guy that y'all need to know about. Now, I'm coming. Not to get on everybody that, loves to reclaim his land and everything. But think about it. This is where you get that name from. This is where that name America comes from. This guy right here. So, laying claim to that, you better lay claim to him too. So, gotcha. But anyway, we'll try to move along a little bit faster because I'm on the rest of my family and stuff. I'm gonna have to keep coming back and forth, because you can't get everything all on one day. This is a very big museum, it's a very big building. So,
The church, government, and companies invested in the business of slavery. The sale of men such as Henry Rollins, a partner in one of the largest slave trading houses in colonial North America, transformed their profits into position and power. Lawrence sold thousands of enslaved Africans in the 1750s. He gained influence as one of the wealthiest colonists and later became a prominent member of the Continental
I'm gonna tell you
Congress.
something in a minute.
The wealth generated by slavery was enormous.
Just like upstairs, right?
By
Where
1833,
the sister came at me, all rude and raunchy and everything, right? Another one comes out just now. Oh, I see that you're embracing what you learned, and you're farther along than other people out here and everything, and you're doing your best to educate people on your video and everything. But there's people that's like myself who are trying to take in what it is for what it is out here, or whatever. And you see how it is. It's nice and quiet. If you could just do, I'm like, so what? I'm like, are you trying to tell me to just shut up out here or something? That's basically what she was doing. So as soon as she finished saying that, the elevator comes open. everybody comes out loud, hella loud, this, that, and third. So I'm like, okay, so are you gonna tell them the same thing? Oh, you can have an attitude all you want to. No, it's like, no, are you gonna tell them the same thing? Like, come on, don't. That's twice. That's twice. That's twice. Like I said, they always want to use. They always want to do that. They always want to do that. But I love my sisters nonetheless. These are West African symbols, family. Get to know them, get to learn them, get to know them, apply them. Again, it's not always about Kemet. There's nothing wrong with Kemet. But this is a direct link. You understand? You did. Okay.
Atlantic world slavery, also considered New World slavery, exploited human lives to build wealth and power for nation-states, colonies, institutions, and individuals.
Like,
It also commercialized and racialized slavery.
today's off the hook. Well, I tell you.
Between 1501 and
Today's off the hook.
1866, at least 12,500,000
seizes their spirits when thus confined.
See. Pardon me. I'm sorry.
Every moment, perhaps more instances than one are found of the living and the dead fastened together.
See, a lot of people like to talk about civil rights, right? But I would think our biggest fight has always been for human rights. You listening? They took that away.
Then they took chains and fed two together. We in the vessel, young and old, were 700 whom the white men had bought. We were all fed
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. May I have your attention, please? The time now is 4:45. The museum shop will be closing in 15 minutes. The museum shop will be closing in 15 minutes. The time now is 4:45.
Y'all get what that means, man? Just to hold on to a little bit of where she came from. She swallowed some of the dirt just so she can have it within her, man. That's deep. Let that marinate. Let's keep it moving.
Men such as Henry Lawrence, a partner in one of the largest
The race-based system of slavery was cemented into law. It was fundamental to the growing colonial economy and would prove instrumental to the founding of the United States.
Let me go here. Now again, Central and West. This region right over here. So again, no disrespect to the Kemet folks in the Nile Valley, but this is where your line is going to go back to. Okay? Let that be known. Went over, drop offs is where we ended up. Now mind you, the majority of us, this is the part they don't really want to tell us. The majority of us came down here in Brazil. Majority of us went to Brazil, and from Brazil, the different other Caribbean islands, forgive my tongue, forgive my language. And then the least amount actually was what made it to America. Well, the U.S., I should say, United States of America. Because all of this entire region is all America. You understand?
While all the colonies held enslaved people, the systems of slavery varied. In most cases,
just think about it.
The condition of slavery was not
You got your
yet
Dutch,
defined.
your French, your British, Portugal,
In some
Denmark, Sweden, and all that other stuff. Swedes.
had limited degree.
These are all key players within this game called slavery.
Plantations of
Within the transatlantic slave trade.
majority.
You understand? So it just goes to show you how much of a great commodity you are. Black man, black woman, black child. Everybody want to get a piece of you. Everybody want to get a piece of you. Everybody want to get a piece of you for themselves.
Enslaved men, women, and children.
Question is, when are we going to get a piece of ourselves for ourselves? You understand what I'm saying?
Dock workers, and local vendors. In bustling cities, free and enslaved Africans had more opportunities to meet, build relationships, and share information. On small, rural farms, enslaved people often formed close relationships with American Indians and European indentured servants. They labored, lived, and rebelled together.
But we're not the same. Next.
The dependency on slave labor spread across North America, from Dutch New Amsterdam to the British colonies, as well as in French Louisiana and Spanish Florida.
Trying to just get a sight of what's out here. Whatever. I'm not going to be able to see everything and take my time as much as I want to, because we are on a time limit and everything. But nonetheless, I have to keep coming, coming back and forth.
The British acted first. On behalf of the British government, Lord Dunmore of Virginia proclaimed a promise of freedom to all enslaved Africans who crossed into British lines to serve as loyalist soldiers. Boston King, a black loyalist, recalled, "They received me readily, and I began to feel the happiness of liberty, of which I knew nothing before." Later, General George Washington...
The population expanded into the deep South.
Like I said before, the room I just came from was dealing with the transatlantic slave trade, international trade, if you will, from continent to continent. Now, at one point in time, there was a law that came in, as you can see right here, that pretty much banned the international trade, which gave way to the domestic slave trade. So y'all can read this real quick.
Cutting off the supply,
and I'll show you a quick little diagram. That's all on my left. So basically, instead of going from continent to continent, it became in-house. This right here, you started moving around in-house.
U.S. slave owners were unwilling.
Same game, same agenda, but just different. And now it was more so locally instead of internationally, if you want to put it that way. You know what I'm saying?
Expand production.
So that's why I always say
this forced
the game don't change, only the name.
Shifted demographics and political power to the South.
The game never really changes. Just the name of the game, how the game is played. That's the only thing that changes. Now this is part of that whole the whole domestic trade. You understand? This is part of that international trade. That domestic trade, I'm sorry.
My cousin Eliza was pretty, really good.
Known as the business. The trade profited not only the slave traders, but
when the girls in the big house had folks coming to see, they'd ask,
including broadside printers, suppliers of clothing and restraint devices, and corporations that provided financing and insurance on slave trafficking. Everyone was touched by slavery.
They stripped her to be bid off and looked.
Isaac Franklin and John Cornfield.
Mom and Liza both cried. She was being
successful slave trading companies.
What's up, my brothers? All right.
They sold over 1,000.
Go ahead, baby. Go ahead and get in there. Go ahead.
Upbred my young master.
All right, little man.
Horse. And up drive two strange white men in a buggy. They hitch their horses and come in the house. And one of the strangers.
When y'all said y'all on the block, this is what y'all are saying. I just want y'all to know that. And, I'm a victim. I say it too. But this is why we got to change up our language, man. We got to change the things that we say.
Took and put me in a buggy.
You feel me?
And drive off with me.
Because this is the block that you want.
And calling my mom.
Gotcha.
Mom couldn't hear me. And she couldn't see me. Because they had me pushed down outside on the floor of the buggy.
John Womack was sheriff. He took me to the courthouse. I sold for $1,000 in gold. Senator Greer, a marshal, bought me for his boy to play with.
Mama begs me to long not to separate us folks. And hugs Mary and Jane and me to come over and pull Mary away from Mama. And he and the man took her off. A trader them days didn't think no more of selling a baby or a little child away from its mother than taking a little calf from a cow.
Thank you.
They called the men bucks and the women women. When the slave is on the platform, what they call the block, the overseer yells, Tom or Jason, show the bidders how you walk. Then the slave stepped across the platform, and the bidders stopped.
Now watch this. I want y'all to look at this real quick. Because you'll see the same image today. Unfortunately, than what a lot of our brothers did with the police. Again, family, the game don't change, only the name. Gotcha.
And it was way, the exit was way down there, but then there was no exit. Aren't you guys
Oh, there's something over there.
Well, I'm sure there's people guarding
Trying to get out.
twisting and turning.
What is
She was running in the breeze. She just run like rats. But then
Like I said, I'm gonna have to keep coming back and forth. There's a lot to deal with, and I ain't really got that much time. So catch up to my
We're gonna get out of here soon.
I know.
Instead of emancipation,
That's right.
from slavery,
I know. Come on.
the government declared African.
All right. So this is the Reconstruction period. Basically, again, fresh off the plantation, whatever. Black folks starting to do their thing, whatever. This is when you got the birth of the Klan. All right. I'm trying to move real fast. Like I said, I am on the time limit. So, okay. From the Reconstruction period, pretty much came to segregation. Everybody wants to say how good segregation was. I'm talking about black people now. But segregation really wasn't the good thing that you're looking for. Now, I understand what people are saying when they say it, but the word that you really want to look for is separation. Segregation is forceful. Segregation is forceful. Separation is when you do it on your own, for your own terms, for your own benefit. Gotcha. See if I can read that right there. Now, I'm gonna tell you now, you're gonna see some things in here, of course. Some of you overly conscious, Super Saiyan mofos, y'all gonna, freak out, say what y'all gonna say, but I'm not worried about that right now, for one. Two, you're gonna see some faces in here that's also gonna throw you off too. But pay that no mind. Just try to get what you can get out of it and keep it moving. You understand? That's the only reason why we're here. Just get what you can get and keep it moving. Do what you can do with it and keep it moving. Okay? Okay.
African Americans are central to the story of American food. We raise the crops and the cattle.
Like I said, all you overly super Saiyan conscious mofos, fall back. Just take what you can get from it and keep it moving, okay?
We made our mark early. We brought Dolly Johnson to replace a French chef in the White House kitchen. Over the centuries, we fed millions.
Okay, cool. Oh my goodness. Oh, that's just loud.
See that? Yeah, see that, Joe? Can I read that?
Oh, this is nice.
Side real quick.
Exactly. This is very current. This is current. Well, how they put her up?
I used to wear that back in the day. I used to wear stuff like that back in the day. Real soon. Can y'all see that? No, it's a little dark, but it's from Bennett College. Brother H. Rap. His Imperial Majesty Selassie.
Where are you?
Let me read that again. Let me see what that says. God created black people, and black people created style, and the world been taking it ever since. Gut check. Which y'all sisters back in the day used to wear the door knockers. Shout out to my sister, she used to wear 2 pair. Y'all see it, right? Gut check.
There's so many parts.
See if I can go back to where my family's at.
Oh my God.
You see the
Afro. Yeah. Oh my gosh. This takes me way back.
We got an apple pick in Philly, and they did a
with the silver one with the metal. And
they did it in downtown.
Sisters, how many nightmares y'all getting looking at this right here?
I love my hot comb.
How many burns y'all remembering right now? Tore that ear up, didn't it?
I don't know how long.
Excuse me. I was just 3 weeks ago. Was it there?
Hair is politics, family. Love them naps, all right? Love them naps. Like I said, love them naps, y'all. Language, the power of words. That's why I always say, man, what you think you speak, and what you speak you walk. That's why I say what I say. You wanna dig? Gotcha.
No, it's crazy because I'm looking at a lot of faces. Some faces look lost.
Don't be afraid to read, y'all. Don't let the only book y'all read is Facebook. Gut check.
Sorry.
Pardon me, my brother. Like I said, man, what you think, you speak. And what you speak, you walk. You did? Like I said, y'all, don't let the only book y'all read is Facebook. You understand? Pick up some of these tools. Pick up some of these weapons. Put them in your brain. Load it up. Kind of dark, and I don't know if y'all can see it. Y'all should be able to see it a little bit. How you doing, mama? Hey. How you doing, sister? What do you see when you see this? Let's see what the description says. Take it on over here.
Your internal monologue dictate their path toward results. So, there's a lot of talking about black.
I know we're a visual people, you understand? So, let's see, let's get a little closer so I can read what that says.
I know that when I see her. Look at that. We'll just stained glass one.
Teach them while they young, mama. Teach them while they young.
Thank you.
Yes, ma'am.
Look. You probably had the first stained one. Let's see. Carpeting, box, wood, squares, nesting, mold.
What does that say to you, family? I want y'all to read that real quick. That's a gut check right there. And I'm gonna direct that one to what I call the uppity Negro, who feel they got a little stripe, low level up in life, and now they getting out the hood. No. Read what it says. No one should have to move out of their neighborhood to live in a better one. Translation, if you feel there's something wrong within your immediate area, take the time, put in the sweat, blood, and tears, put in the work nonetheless, to make it a better living condition for you as well as those around you, those that look just like you, and which is basically your reflection. Don't run away from yourself. Don't run away from your environment. Just clean it up. Gut check.
Back to the Google English shop.
I want y'all to check this out.
Huh?
What is that? What is that?
The Google English shop.
Now, the reason why I'm focusing on this one real quick, right? Now, yeah, you already know we go back to the west side of Africa. No problem. But when we came from the west side by way of the transatlantic slave trade, the Great Ma'afa, most of us ended up on the east side of America in this region right here. You feel what I'm saying? The coastline, the Carolinas, this, that, and the third. You dig? So these are some of the things that we brought with us. You feel me? So I want y'all to look at this and you know, take it in for what it is. And go deeper in the knowledge, if you will. You understand? Everybody want to talk about Kemet. But we're not from the East. We're from the West. You did. Accept it, embrace it. You can't run from it because it is what it is. It is what you are. You are what it is. You dig? So this is just a small, tiny little fraction. You understand? So I suggest everybody take this, go deeper into the knowledge, whatever, and start to apply it. You understand? Let's take a look at this right here. Can't run from it, yo. Alright. Put it this way, fam. From here, right? From here and this is pretty much one of the same, came over here. So everybody want to talk about the whole slang and ebonics and this, that, and the third, whatever, right? Which is pretty much a derogatory term, but it all has a root. Gut check.
always my honesty, my work undressed. Legs stretch across the piano, tread like cattle, weight like apple, nut for dead, some drive for inspiration, and love with the idea of living long enough to simply ride a body, push it out my body, and watch my son slowly grow into it. You said you
It's called, I don't know if it's called. I don't know. It's a feature.
Alright, so we back. I came over here for a reason, fam. It's a little area on food, right? I dig this. Food, identity, and culture go hand in hand. If you think about it, it's a reflection of who you are, what you are. That what you put in your body is the same thing that you're gonna mirror on the outside world. At the end of the day, we gotta tune back in to the foods that we ate, style that we, cooked it up and seasoned it up and all that stuff. Because, like I said, that is a cultural expression. That is an identity expression as well. Now, when you look around the neighborhoods that we in right now, you feel me? By way of the gentrification and all that other good stuff, people moving in and out the neighborhood. We eat everything that ain't us. We take in everybody else's identity, if you will, and we put it within ourselves. So we got to get back into that, get back into us. Start eating us, if you will, metaphorically speaking. You understand? Look, heritage. What you eat is part of your heritage. It's part of your culture. It's part of your identity. So I just wanted to throw that out here real quick. All right, so we back in the visual arts room. Just gonna look at some things, man. Look at some pieces and stuff, Like I said, we're all artistic people. We're very, visual and things like that. Very creative, nonetheless. You feel me? We got many different ways of expressing ourselves. So we're just gonna look at some things, look at some pieces, and take it in for what it is. What's up, my brother? I like that shirt, bro.
He was complimenting the shirt. Oh, thank you.
Please, my brother. It's not a fly though. I ain't gonna front. Like, it takes a lot of creativity to put some stuff like this. Stuff like this don't happen overnight. You feel me? They don't just pop up out of thin air. Go ahead.
Sorry about that.
Kind of look like the opening scene from A Living Color back in the day, right? Let's see what it says. I'm interested in this one. Geometrics, right? So not only did we deal with the visual and the art and all that other stuff, we also incorporated the math as well. So you gotta be smart, fam. You feel me? You gotta be smart to do something like this. Like I said, yeah, it's creative, it's beautiful, but you gotta be smart to do something like this. You feel me? Creativity and intelligence go hand in hand. Gut check. What does that say to you, fam? Gut check is what it says. Let's keep it moving. Gut check. I want y'all to read this. Politics of identity. We're just talking about identity as far as food is concerned on the other room, right? Just read this, man. We got to get back into the habit, the good habit nonetheless, of identifying ourselves for ourselves instead of always waiting and relying on the words and identification of other people imposed on us. You know the many different titles that we go by, many different names that we go by, that we love to say that it's ours, but it's really not. Let's be real. It's really not. You understand? We got to do our thing, identify ourselves for ourselves. Just a second. So again, focus on this one more time. Politics of identity, family. We got to get back into it because it is very political. But political to whose benefit? Ours or theirs? That's the great gut check. You dig? I ain't gonna front. If we was outside by some grass, I would pour a libation just looking at this portrait, this picture right here. This thing is speaking in millions of words to me. So with that being said, I want to say honors and respect to those who came, you know what I'm saying, who made that great sacrifice, who went through that great struggle. You understand? That middle passage ain't easy. That forceful journey, I should say. So I want to say I share to y'all, to the countless millions that ain't at the bottom of the ocean. Enough love, enough respect. Give thanks. I'm going to focus on this one right here. Black woman. Like my dad used to always tell me when I was growing up, with great power comes great responsibility. Let that marinate. Brothers, you ain't off the hook neither. You ain't off the hook, brothers. But right now, I saw this one and it spoke out to me, it jumped out to me. So again, with great power comes great responsibilities. You did. Like I said, I was just talking to the sisters a minute ago, and then here you can pretty much see a lot of brothers in this picture. So again, with great power comes great responsibility. So we have to be able to respond to our ability to utilize that power that's already within us. We already have it. It's not like it's not there. It's just lying dormant. You understand? Tap within yourself. That's why I always say take that gut check, family. Accountability and responsibility, man. You did. Account for who you are, what you can do, and respond to it. That's the great responsibility. Gut check. Just keep on moving. Let's start on this side real quick. Even in this nice, beautiful museum, right? Negroes will always be Negroes. And I say that respectfully, with all the disrespect intended. Okay? I'm in here enjoying the gallery, enjoying the sights. And who comes out to get on my case, to make a case out of nothing nonetheless? They sent that black woman after me. Why? Because they always want to show you some way, somehow, the great divide. That's why I say we got to get on our shit, family. You feel what I'm saying? Just let that marinate for a little bit. Gut check. This is why I always tell the family around the way, man, the knowledge up. You know what I'm saying? Knowledge up. The Honorable. Like I said, all you Super Saiyan conscious mofos, just take it for what it is. Do your own thing with it, but I don't got time to hear all the extra XYZ. Y'all know how y'all folks do. At the end of the day, y'all know y'all probably got a Marcel at the house just as much as everybody else do. You understand? We all have our own beginning some way, somehow.
So what's in you?
You said, raise a child up.
Procedure in that part of the community.
The damage that was done
This is
was
Tulsa
not
right here.
only material. A house destroyed, the entire neighborhood destroyed, the businesses destroyed, all the services destroyed. Our schools bombed on the day that we should have been getting our report cards to move up to the next class, so that the children of Tulsa were very devastated. The trauma of a young 6-year-old girl hearing things hitting the house, like that, and thinking it was hail. So my mother took me to the window and let me peer through the blinds and said, that thing up there on the stand with the American flag on top of
Now again, you already know, they always tell us, oh, y'all need to, quote unquote, stop being lazy, do things for yourselves, pull yourself out from your bootstraps, as they love to say, that famous quote, right? But when you step up and you do, and you show and prove that you can, this is what happens. So what does that tell you, family? What does that tell you? That tells you that, one, we already know that we can and we have the capabilities to do so. Two, it tells you that they're afraid of that competition. Three, it also tells you that we detach from them and don't need to rely on that of the outside world, that of everybody else. Or it's like Mr. Marcus Garvey always tells us, when you rely on other people for everything, you're always being enslaved. Of course, I didn't use this exact quote, but you understand what I'm saying when I say it, family, if you understand what I'm saying. The more you rely on everybody else, the more you'll be enslaved. And that's what this whole thing about the Tulsa race riots was all about. Just let that marinate, family. Let that marinate. Case in point. This is like the sharecropping days right here. So you basically just came off of the plantation per se, but you're still on the plantation because ownership was very low. In order to make some type of bread, some type of ends meet or whatever, you still had to work that same field that you was working on in an enslavement type situation. So this is that whole vibe right here, sharecropping times. This is where we at right now. You understand? And if you really want to be smart, not much has really changed besides the year, because we still technically sharecropping, just in a more modern time, more modern way, if you will. Let that marinate. And like I said before, with great power comes great responsibility, right? How you doing, Mom? How you doing, Mom? We know everything is symbolic, right? Of course. That one of the infamous Olympic scene, right? To you, family, what does it symbolize?
Come, take a picture.
Oh, that ass off the way. Just analyze it, family. Shoes is off, barefoot, with the posture. You understand? Again, shoes is off, with the posture. What do you see, family? Because it's more than a pose, it's a message. And unfortunately, in the world of sports today, a lot of our black athletes have lost sight of that. You okay? You all right? You all right? A lot of our black athletes have lost sight of this type of message right here. You understand? Because they got the millions of dollar contracts, and they got the Benzes and the Bentleys and the Rolls Royces and this, that, and the third. So, I apologize. So, you understand? So to the athletes out there, I need to tap into this vibe right here because it's needed. Now, mind you, there was a time where we've had our own everything. We've had the Negro Leagues, and we've had the different, like I said, the Negro League sports and the different teams and that, and they're all owned, all black owned. Let's look at this real quick. You feel me? But of course, folks felt that the whole disowning our own to integrate with theirs was a step up. It was a step up right into a leash, if you think about it. Because now you on somebody else's playing field, aka somebody else's playing terms. So you do it what they say, how they say, when they say, just because they want to. And if you want to keep that contract, you'll do it. We had our own, fam. And if we want to, we can do our own again. The question is folks willing to take that stance? Like I said a minute ago, is folks willing to do that again? Gotcha. Now again, I'm not knocking and disowning to the brothers and sisters who made they strides and things like that in the world of sports, whatever. Because sports is a political thing, all right? But we gotta be real though. What's up, my brother? Speak, brother. Speak. We gotta be real. Case in point, look at the uniforms that we wear. Again, it's all about messages, right? Who are you representing? What are you representing? And why are you representing it at the beginning? Will it represent you in return? Will you get the same type of vibe and energy coming back to you that you put out there? You understand? Again, we had our own. We had the Negro Leagues. We had our own track teams, our own baseball teams, our own basketball teams. Hell, we invented hockey, etc., etc., etc. We did all of this stuff for ourselves. But we threw it all away, thinking we was going to get a step up. You understand? But again, did we get a step up for real? Or did we get a step up to a leash? Sorry. Case in point, the Olympics, right? I want to focus on this right quick. The Olympics. Now we all know this is a global thing that goes on right now. And going back to what I showed over here with the different USA uniforms and all that stuff, What does that mean to you? You're on a world stage, but is that world stage embracing you for who you are, or are you representing something that necessarily doesn't represent you in return? We have to analyze these things, family. We really have to take that into account. You understand? And until we do, it won't mean nothing. Now, granted, this is why I like brothers like Jesse Owens right here, the great Jesse. You understand? Because he was on that world stage. He was on that world stage. Now, granted, he wore the uniform that he wore. He knew what he was wearing. He knew. But at the end of the day, in the back of his conscience, as well as the way he outwardly portrayed it or whatever, he knew he was running not just a race for a country. He was running for his people. He was running the race for his race. This is the type of attitude and mentality that we have to get our black athletes back involved in. Play the game for your people. Run the race for your people. Because if not, you'll just be running. You'll just be playing. You understand? Something to think about, family. Something to think about. That's just something to think about, family. Let's just keep going down the line. Like I said, we've done it all. From tennis to boxing, track and field, football, basketball, golf. We've done it all. When are we going to do it for ourselves once again, like we've done before? This is why I like listening to the words of the Honorable Marcus Messiah Garvey. You understand? Because he told us way back when, and that message still stands true and strong today. What man has done before, man can do again. The question is, do we want to do it again? Do we know why we did it in the first place? That's why I said, black athletes, I need y'all to tap in. Y'all gotta tap in. Y'all gotta tap in. You understand? Keep going down the line a little bit more. Some more stuff on the other side. Now, dig this. I'm gonna throw this out there too. Sidebar. I know y'all seeing some things that I know y'all seeing what I'm seeing too, right? You know the places that we at. African American Museum, the Black Museum, right here in DC. Now you're seeing a lot of different people outside of black people. What is that telling you? Same thing that's been going on for ages upon ages. They study you. They study you. They always study you. But yet we don't want to study ourselves. We don't want to tap into ourselves. That's the issue that I have with us. We got to get up out of that habit. We got to get up out of that sense of laziness, if you will. Make the time to study yourself. Okay, this is what I was talking about earlier. Check it out. Again, we gave it up. They had what was called the Negro Leagues. We had millions of, I'm going to say millions, but I'm exaggerating. We had many different of our own teams. Black owned, black ran, black played, black stadiums, black teams, black logos. Everything was all about us. But we all gave it up. Thinking that we was going to get a strike. We was going to get a step up. And ever since then, our black athletes have been under a leash. You understand? They've been under that racial integral leash, if you will. They can't be themselves, if you will. So what? You got $1 million contract. So what? You got a fancy car. So what? You got a big house. All that stuff has separated you from the rest of your people. I need y'all to think about that, black athletes. So every time y'all put on that uniform, I don't care what uniform it is, what organization it is, what sport it is, whatever, always remember that integrity is always a big thing. This is why I use the words that I use. Black integrity. You understand what I'm saying? This is why I say what I say. Like I said, family, you see the people, you see the many different people in this museum. This is a very big museum. From the outside to inside. That's not just black folks in here. And then I appreciate the many black people that are in here. You understand? Because it shows that there are black people that are interested in wanting to learn this, that, and third for whatever many reasons that they want to learn. Cool, no problem. At the end of the day, you ain't alone. You ain't alone. You're not alone. They study you. They want to learn all about you, from your athletic abilities, your intellects, your intelligence, whatever, down to your molecular structure, family. That right there is a major gut check, family. I need y'all to understand that. Thank you. All right. Now, boom. Now, a minute ago, I showed you over here about the whole integration of the sports, right? Now, this is the part. This is a small example of what I was talking about earlier about dealing with the Negro leagues. Check this out. Check this out. Again, this is just one area of sport dealing with the whole baseball, but we had our own as far as it's many different sports. We had our own, family, but again, we gave it up for the umpire system. We gave it up for that right there. Had this. Again, racial integrity. All right, so we in another run. Like I said, I just want to come over here real quick because books are important. I always say, like I said to the brothers and sisters around the way, man, knowledge up. I'm going to say it one more time, knowledge up. Don't let the only book that you read is Facebook. Pick up a book, turn the pages, read the words, analyze it. You understand? Just want to show y'all what books still look like, because I know folks don't like to read these days. So I just want to show y'all this is what books look like for those out here who don't know, those who forgot or never had one in their hand. I want to focus on this one right here real quick. Let that talk to you real quick, okay? Gotcha. Let's keep it moving. All right, real briefly, I want to talk to my family, my brothers and the sisters or whatever that's in the colleges or out there, that's in the fraternities and the sororities and all that good stuff, right? Cool. Now, first and foremost, before I say what I got to say, just check this out real quick. Read this. And after that, I'm going to say what I got to say, okay? Read that. Okay? Read this. Then after I showed you this one, there's another one where I want to show you. All right? So let's go over here. Pay attention to this one right here. Roots and influence. Synchronized moves, polyrhythmic body, percussion, and call and response chants performed in step shows are rooted in African American culture traditions, including spirituals and ring shouts, hand clapping games, patting jubal, marching bands, drill teams. Stepping also has links to both traditional and modern African dance forms, including South African gumbo dance, which is right here, right? That originated among black mine workers in the early 1900s. Now, the reason why I wanted to come here, right? Again, shout out to the brothers and the sisters out there doing their thing, whatever, making, the connections that they make in their fraternities and sororities, from the AKAs to Kappas, Omegas, Alphas, this one, that one, yada, 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 right? Cool, no problem. What I need to get across to you, and before I even say what I got to say, shout out to my professor back in Tuskegee, man, Professor Fluker, who was a former Kappa and everything. And the reason why I say he was a former, because he denounced it based on him coming into the knowledge of self of this right here versus following this. Because we often get caught up in saying, oh, I'm a black Greek, I'm a black Greek, I'm a black Greek, which is an oxymoron. You're taking that which is African in origin, African in practice, if you will, and you placing a European title on top of it. So you're pretty much denying yourself, denouncing yourself. So again, there's nothing wrong with the camaraderie. There's nothing wrong with the connections. There's nothing wrong with the movements, if you will. Even the words, and it's no problem. I'm not saying none of the above. I'm not saying that. But what I'm saying is, remember yourself. Remember yourself. Again, remember yourself, family. Just as much how we're dealing with the whole sports and entertainment, whatever, we gave up our own, the Negro leagues, if you will, for that of the integration into the sport, the mainstream, quote unquote, mainstream sports world, whatever. We kind of did the same thing with this. We gave up this identity for that of a Greek, a black Greek. Again, that's an oxymoron. So, like I just said, let's return to what we are, who we are, and be just that. All right? That's all I really got to say. That's all I really want to say. All right? Okay, so boom. So I'm back over here at the whole sorority and fraternity section real quick. Something I forgot to add in. This is also important too, right? The whole idea and the creation, if you will, of the quote-unquote black, Greek, or lettered organizations, whatever, fraternities and sororities, that came about because back in the early 1900s, whatever, black folks, you know, when they was in the colleges and universities, they applied, if you will, and tried to get down with the Greek letter organizations that were already out. Of course, those are right ran, right owned, white filled. Okay? Of course, that was a dub, no go. So basically, they created their own black version of that which already was. The black version of a white version, if you know what I'm saying, if you think about it. So basically, it was a black reflection of a white model. Now, of course, you already know, black folks, we got our own funk, our own flavor, our own style to it. So, of course, it seemed as if it was our own thing. But again, we came from this. I'm going to go here one more time. We came from this to everything else that you see today. Now, again, we're not knocking the brothers. We're not knocking the sisters. We're not doing no type of disrespect. So don't take it that way. I'm not saying that. But at the end of the day, I am saying we gotta know what's what, tap in, and relive who we genuinely are. You understand? Instead of always walking around with a mask on ourselves. You understand? Just a little gut check, fam. Alright, so we going to pretty much wrap it up, close it up. The museum is closing down for the day. Unfortunately, by the time we got up out here from New York or whatever, we didn't really have that much time to operate with. So, you know, I did my best to work with what I had, yada, 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 yada. Keep it moving like that. But what I want to say is, though, this type of building, whatever, because it's very big, this is the type of building where you got to make mad trips coming back and forth, because you're not going to get everything that they have to offer all in one day, all at one time, you understand? So I will be doing my best, you know what I'm saying, on a personal note, whether it be just for myself, for the fam, for the channel, RANM RBGz TV, you know how we do it, we keep it G, whatever the case may be. I'm going to do my best to keep coming back and forth, get as much as info I can, and, you know, put it out there, whatever, or just on my own personal homework. But nonetheless, like I said, you got to keep coming back and forth, because it's a very big building. We got mad different floors, mad different exhibits and things like that. And you put the pieces together, you know, how you formulate it, you understand? And, but nonetheless, it was a good day, minus some little minor situations on the inside. I don't want to get too deep into it, whatever, but at the end of the day, all I'm going to say is just like this, and I say this in love and respect. Sisters, I'm not your enemy, all right? I'm not your enemy. I repeat, I'm not your enemy. So I don't know why you feel the need to come at me the way that you do. Now, all you had to do was say the things that you need to say respectfully, and I respond respectfully, we keep it moving. But at the end of the day, brothers, I ain't your enemy. We can say what we gotta say to each other as well, and keep it moving. You feel me? And again, like I said, also before I get out here, I want to say this as well. If you looked around and see the things that I saw, whatever, see the different people out here, whatever, you'll see that they are studying you, like they say they have been for the longest time. They study us all the way down from our intelligence to our molecular structure. They know what time it is, they know what's up, they know what's what. So this is why it's important of us, it's very necessary for us or whatever, to take our own selves back, mentally, physically, spiritually, etc., and apply it, you know what I'm saying, the right way, for our own benefit, for our own gain, for our own purpose, you understand? Because at the end of the day, they getting theirs from you. They've been getting theirs from you. They will continue as long as you keep putting yourselves on that block, metaphorically speaking. So, with that being said, family, I appreciate y'all for walking me the way I walk with you. You already know how we do. It's your brother ain't going like you see RANM. You can tune in the RANM RBGz TV. You already know, once again, we do keep it G. Everyone in the common sense for the common people dealing with the common issues, seeking common solutions. Coming to you from the SMITHSONIAN African American Museum right here in DC. You understand? Shout out to Southside, Northeast, Southeast, you understand? Old stomping ground all around the way. You know we all downtown or whatever, but you know, DC, you feel pretty good to be back out here, whatever, even though downtown is not my area. But nonetheless, we're going to get up out of here shortly, take it on back home to New York. You know what I'm saying? The home front, and do what we do, man. So like I said, I appreciate y'all for walking me the way I walk with you. And I'll be back. Also, I want to say this too before I get up out of here. Another museum family, for those who have the opportunity to do so or whatever, y'all want to go down to Baltimore, you understand? You want to go to Baltimore to the Black Wax Museum, you understand? That's where you're going to get a lot more stuff And it's a smaller museum, don't get me wrong. It's a smaller museum, but you'll get a lot more detail. You get a lot more of a bang, if you will, as far as emotion and feeling, as well as history or whatever, than you might get here at the Smithsonian. Let's be real, it's the Smithsonian. They ain't going to give you the glossy version. It plays out that way. But if you want to get some real deal, hard-hitting truth, live and direct right in front of your face, you're going to go down to Baltimore, right in the middle of the ghetto, right in the middle of the hood, to the Black and Wax Museum, family. You'll appreciate it. Trust me, if you've never been there, you'll appreciate it. You'll appreciate it. Again, you will appreciate me saying so. So with that being said, take the opportunity, make the opportunity, go on out there, check it out. Make the opportunity as well. Come on down here to DC or whatever. Check this one out as well. And let's just keep it moving, family. All right, but in the meantime, between time, keep it locked, keep it G. RANM RBGz TV. It's your brother and good one. I see RANM. Till the next one.